PlayStation PlayStation.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Crucible Week 7 of Season 4. We're almost to the end of this season. Oh boy, exciting stuff happening. The leaderboard is actually pretty close this time. It is entirely possible that anybody that plays this week or next week, provided they've been playing at least a little bit throughout the weeks, they have a decent chance of getting to the top of the leaderboard. But that is future stuff. We'll get to that in a little bit. Right now, I'm going to talk to my new co-caster. I have somebody new on board. This week, I'm joined by Sander Volda. Hey, Sander.
Hello there. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for coming. Alright, so, we've got our ships already. We are missing a couple of crew members. There are people caught in traffic. But we are about to start our map vote here for our first lobby. So there's a minute there, and then there's 4 minutes of lobby time, and then where people can decide what ships they want to take, what loadouts they want, make sure everybody is on the same page for strategy, that sort of thing. And then we go. All the fun stuff.
Beautiful.
So, if it is your first time joining us, although it looks like it is Nerdhander and Totally Not Sander in chat right now, which I have no idea who this Totally Not Sander person could possibly be.
Well, it's obviously not me.
Obviously not you. Can't be Sander, because it's totally not Sander.
The sad thing is, I can't change this to obviously not Sander for like another 2 weeks and 3 days. Which I will do.
Ah, I see. Obviously not Sander. Yes. For those who are new, who are looking to see what this event is and kind of get an idea of what we are, this is a competitive event hosted weekly. You sign up with our Discord. Link is already on the stream. It is on the chat window. You can see there. And you talk to us, and we set you up with a crew. We balance the teams, and then we have a match, basically. This week we're having 5 matches, so it's back and forth between the 2 teams that we have. Teams chose this week, and I am... There were a couple of interesting choices early on, but they chose to go with Excelsior and Spooky Skystalkers.
That's right, I haven't seen the team names yet. It appears that we have Mr. Mutiny as the map.
Yep. Nerd tossed a coin, and it looks like Mutiny won. I am pleased. This is my favorite map, actually.
Mr. Mutiny?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad to say that Mr. Mutiny is sadly not my favorite map.
Oh no, which one's your favorite?
Well, obviously, my favorite map is Northern Fjords.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Not only because I am Norwegian, but also because some of my best plays have been on that map.
Mm-hmm.
That and Canyon Ambush. So those 2 maps are probably my 2 favorites.
Yes. Canyon Ambush is... Oh, man. Canyon, it's got some really interesting stuff that can happen in there. I really like it when it ends up... The plays end up in the middle of the map instead of north or south end. But more often than not, you get spawn camping with Canyon Ambush. I can't word today, apparently. My brain does not form words.
It's completely fine. My brain is kind of frozen as well. I'm usually pretty talkative, but I have never been this nervous my whole life.
Relax.
So, we got some good ship names.
Hamsterdam. I got you, Tears of Fuel. I see what you're doing there. That was the team that let's see, what did they first propose? Hang on. This is actually interesting. I was pretty amused by this. Ignominious Otorhinolaryngologist of Worcestershire was their original. Yeah, that was their original team name.
Could you repeat that, please?
Ignominious Otorhinolaryngologist of Worcestershire.
Oh, hey there, Dima.
Hello. Yeah, no, I think that they forgot to take into account that I work in a hospital. I know what an otorhinolaryngologist is. It's an ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor.
Oh.
Oto being ear, rhino being nose, laryn meaning throat. So it's the ear, nose, and throat doctor. Nice try.
Oh.
Now,
sorry, I just can't get over Hamsterdam. I love that ship name.
Yeah, the other thing they try is the double or the quadruple contractions. Triple. Oh, so much hype in the chat. I see all the hype.
It's actually hype in the chat. Nice.
2 minutes to go until we start the match. The hype is real. We got people potentially joining mid-match, so they're going to announce loadouts for that. We'll have people joining, hopefully, during the match. If they're there by the end, then I don't have to change anything on the leaderboard. So I'm hoping. I've got it set up for full teams, unfortunately. And we'll see.
So we have there's one ship that I'm quite interested in.
Oh?
To see her performance. That is the Lady Electra's ship.
Ah, the CreaVures.
And that is mostly because she is usually, I think she's the top deck engineer on Baron Montige's Crusader.
Yes, she is.
Which I sadly can't remember the name of right now. So it's quite interesting to see that she has gone with a similar setting, or theme. I mean, similar theme. Doing a Crusader, doing a Latin theme when it comes to naming.
Yes. I'm trying to remember. I sang a Requiem at one point in college, and Kyrie Eleison was one of the names in there. I think it's Alpes.
Kyrie Eleison is God have mercy on us.
Oh, that'll work.
I know because I am a church musician, because I need money.
Fair. There's a lot of pretty music in church, I have to say.
I like it. I've been doing a lot of classical music, and then I started doing church music because I got a job at a local church after I won a contest. And after that, when I started doing more of the traditional church music, at least the traditional Norwegian church music, I found that there's so much more to it than just psalms and stuff like that. Some of the pieces are really, really well thought out and have very specific rules as to how they should be played and the voicing and stuff like that. That's another funny thing is that one of my favorite church pieces right now is actually a piece that is based on Kyrie Eleison.
Ah, I see.
Oh, my screen was about to shut off.
Well, we are gonna get started here, it looks like. Okay, so first match is on Misty Mutiny. Means that the teams can't choose Misty Mutiny after this, so this is their one chance to play on Misty Mutiny for the week. Hopefully they use it wisely.
Oh, so I see that Bob too legit to cute T
Quit, I think.
has quit. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the name of the previous ship?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So wait, huh?
So the fun thing about medical words in particular, they're based in Latin half the time. So
yeah.
And
I know that every single little part of the thing means something.
It does, yes.
But shall we get to...
Yes, let's do ship callouts real quick. So, Ship Number 1 is a Soaring Booger, piloted by Tears of Fuel. It is a Metamidian, so Gap Mortar on the front, side Banshee, and Hades. Ship Number 2 is the Trinigum. Yep, Trinigum, piloted by Lega the Brown. It is a Gap Mortar Pyramidian, with side Banshee and Flare. Ship Number 3 is the Kyrie Liaison, piloted by Lady Electra. It is a mirrored Gap Banshee Huacha Crusader. Ship Number 4 is the Will Not Die, piloted by Renson. Brave words, sir, brave words. Mirrored Gatwatch Shrike, it looks like, and they have decided to shoot the mountain. I don't know if that's gonna work for you. Just
it is a paused right now.
Ah, there is a pause. Nobody move.
Okay, I think the pause is over. Just waiting for the director's announcement.
Mm-hmm. He has to call on pause for the pause to be officially over.
Okay.
Yep, ready? Okay. Should be good to go. Oh, wait. Blue team? See? I mean, blue's moving, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah, they're probably on pause. Here we go.
Yep. There we go.
Ready as we'll ever be. Okay. I'm gonna follow this Shrike here. That just seems really interesting. They are striking out early.
Doing a brave move, but he might go there only to make sure that he has a good position when the Crusader gets in. Using the Crusader as kind of a bait, maybe?
Potentially. Now, the one thing you gotta remember with both of these teams is that these Pyramidians are aggressive. Like, ridiculously aggressive. So, because a Metamidian is really, really easy to go in guns blazing, and you will probably end up at least doing something to their ships. Provided you're not up against, like, a galleon or something like that that's going to absolutely wreck you. Or mines.
I am really embarrassed to ask of this, but how do you unlock on a ship in spectator mode?
0.
0? Ah, okay. So the Crusader is taking heavy damage, but so is the Soaring Booger.
Which I expect Kyrie Liaison to go, yep, right there. They will go down. Ramming Pyramidians, very effective against the Crusader. Although, they did ram half their hull down by hitting the building there. And Trinigum. Okay. That's a good name. I like it.
Well, as of now, the ship will not die. Has not died.
They hit a mountain.
Although they are pretty close to dying.
A little bit of dying there. Waiting for the mortars from that Metamidian. Or the other Metamidian. There's the mortars.
Both of them, I think.
Oh, they nope, there they go. Not a kiss cam, there was a mortar kill.
The Crusader is doing something really interesting.
Nope, not good. So this here in the co-casting business is what we call a snowball. Because it's still 2v1. Their ally just died. So they spawned into a 2v1. This is not good. It usually results in repeated ship deaths until one team is defeated.
But do you have any good explanation as to why it's called a snowball? Is there like a
because
metaphorical value?
If you've made a snowman, you keep rolling the snow until you end up with a bigger and bigger snowball. So it just snowballs into, or just a, oops, see? And here again, Will Not Die is spawned in. Yeah. See, this is how the snowball gets going. It's already 3-0.
So it's like gradually, gradual progress. That raises the point score.
Basically. Also, there's
Okay,
really not a way to
makes
get out of this hole once you've dug yourself into it. Because there's at least a 20-second or 30-second respawn. The Curie Liaison has respawned, and they're respawned in the right spot, I think. They turn, they can help their ally. Their ally's
If
not
Electra is
dead.
lucky now, she might be able to just, yeah, get a good watch in on that Trinogon.
Uh-oh. Will not die. Will not die,
He
might
did
die.
actually manage to get his... He did actually manage to get his soul armor up again, so...
Yep, so they'll be okay, but Metamidians are very dangerous for a reason.
Are both of these Metamidians?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Looking at Gap Mortar on the front is a Metamidian. Although, personally, I like Gap Flak, because I'm partial to the Flak versus the Mortar. Mortars are very difficult to fire, especially if you have a newer crew. They're very experienced gunners. Soaring Booger, though, hull broken. Curie Liaison backing into him. They will have a watch a kill!
Oh, nice.
It's 3-1. Still in favor of Excelsior, but this could be the turning point. Hard to tell.
Thing is, as of right now, if Trinogon is able to get down the Crusader, they will have... Okay, never mind.
Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
Let's just say... Nope.
FPS fixed? Yes, the FPS has been fixed. Thank you, Basic Me. Apparently it was either Alliance, or it was some sort of setting that I had, or it was a combination of Discord and XSplit and something else, and or all of the above. So, yeah.
Literally everything.
Yeah, my entire computer decided that it hated me last night. So, I streamed dev games last night, and there were some major lag issues. So I'll be working on some settings to see if I can fix that for next week. So next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, we will be having more evening dev games. So those in the East Coast of America to West Coast of America have a much better chance of getting in on this. Because dev games up until now have been held at like 5 p.m. Eastern, I think. Which I know I can't participate in because I'm driving home from work then. So unless I'm off of work or something else has happened out of the ordinary, I can't usually make it.
So, how much later is it gonna be now?
It's 4 hours later.
4 hours later? So that is approximately 3 in the morning for me.
Something like that.
That's nice on a Tuesday and Thursday.
It is just one. It's just Thursday. Tuesday dev games has actually moved backwards in time.
So
I do believe it's earlier now. Uh-oh. Curie Liaison being double teamed.
No. This is really bad.
Uh-oh. Mortar kill! 4-2.
If the strike is smart now, he will do an evasive maneuver and burn moonshine or kerosene to just get himself out of there.
Nope.
But it does not appear. He looks like he will be trying to take them on. Oh, maybe not.
Uh-oh.
Nope, he is still fighting.
Uh-oh.
He's not giving up. He might have too much faith in his name.
It's possible. I mean, he took out half of his own hull when he backed into the Trinigum without any armor, unfortunately.
No.
Curie Liaison back in. At this point, with it being 4-2, you may as well spawn in as soon as you can, no matter what's happening with your teammate.
Yeah. Thing is, the Shrike did actually get behind a building and get into cover, and now he is going directly after fire.
Uh-oh.
Ah.
Oh boy.
That was a match.
Yeah, it was good though. It
was really interesting seeing.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. I kind of going into this and seeing the first encounter, first engagement. It seemed like it was going to be a game for the Pyramidians, but I was very surprised that the Shrike managed to hold their own as well as they did. So, we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Yep.
We're gonna head back to the lobby, and we'll have our next match setting up here pretty soon. Hopefully we'll have other teammates coming in as well. So, we'll be right back. Okay, and we are back.
Hello.
Hello. Oh yeah, Tears of Fuel saying you said when you crashed the building at full speed. Oh yeah. Yeah, crashing the building at full speed and taking down your armor and half your hull. Only in a Pyramidian. Only in a Pyramidian do you do that, and it's so nice when that happens. I feel that though. I've done that before. That's it's so sad when you're captain. You're like, so. Although usually when I do that, I'm in a junker, and it's even weirder because junkers aren't supposed to be fast.
I have found some junkers to be ridiculously fast and effective. So.
Oh, effective, totally.
Well,
I feel
of course effective, but I've seen some junkers doing some crazy maneuvers.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can definitely get up to some mischief in a junker.
But if I remember correctly, you usually fly a junker, right?
That is my favorite ship. At least the one that I use the most and use most effectively.
And we are heading into another match. We're doing Derelict Deception.
Hey, Derelict Deception. Good map. Good map, good map. Based on an Alliance map. So it is one of the newer maps, not from this past set of maps, I don't believe, but it is from a previous set of recent maps that we've gotten.
I really enjoy the fact that they are moving more and more PvE maps into the PvP universe.
Yes.
Because as of now, it kind of feels like two different universes.
A little bit.
And when they are doing more and more counter piecing, if it makes sense. When they're doing more cross references, like bringing maps from PvE into PvP, it makes the game a lot more fluent, I think.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, this map is not that new. I do know that this is also a King of the Hill map.
Yes, it is. Hang on, we'll go back to that just a second. Kyrie Elias on ship number 1 with Lady Electra piloting. It's the same ship with the Gat Banshee Huacha Mirror Crusader. Ship number 2. Will Not Die back again, Pablo Ensign. Same Gat Huacha Mirror Trike. Ship number 3. Soaring Booger back again and piloted by Tears of Fuel. Gat Mortar Metamidian, Side Banshee and Hades. Ship number 4. Trigonum back again. Lego the Brown still piloting. Gat Mortar Pyramidian, Side Banshee and Flare. Yes, it's the PvE portion of this. PvE. It is a yes, it is a King of the Hill map. The King of the Hill balloon is like inside this ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that because I have PTSD from all the sudden ships just coming in from a different hole of the ship. And just raining hell.
Oh gosh,
whoa.
Will Not Die. Speaking of... Jeez, okay, that strike is moving.
So as we've seen with the strike, he loves just charging in, doesn't he?
Yes.
It's really up close and personal.
It's actually not the worst thing to do against a Pyramidian because they can't ram you at that point. Not as effectively. They can't build up a head of steam.
And what he is... He has an advantage that he is above and is able to... Like, he has gotten himself into a good position where he can just easily go around the ships. Of course, his permahull is almost completely down. And now the Crusader getting into the action as well.
Crusader finally making a Crusader not as fast as the strike, not by any means. Although it looks like Pyramidians want to target the Crusader instead of the strike, it's almost dead.
The Soaring Booger, however, is almost completely disabled, having one... Okay, now 2 guns, and I think the steering engines.
And they were hull broken. Hull goes down again. Watch it to go in.
Yeah.
It'll be a dead Pyramidian.
Janagam has been stalling for quite... just a bit too long.
Yeah, see... They look like they're trying to ram the Crusader. They missed! Olé!
That was a beautiful dodge done by Lady Electra on the Kyrie liaison.
That may not go well. Yeah, that's not gonna go for Trigonum at all. Oh no. Oh
yeah,
no.
this is Soaring Booger just respawning below them.
This is death. Death is incoming.
Soaring Booger is going directly up into the action. Not seeming to want to stall too much. That will probably come and bite them in the ass later.
Potentially, yes.
There they are firing, even though they weren't spotted.
Yeah, they may not have been spotted, but I'm pretty sure that both ships knew where they were.
And the Shrike did actually... Okay, of course, he had all of his whole armor up.
Oops. Oh, Storm Booger. With no engines now, they can't turn to face the two red ships. They look like they may be in some trouble here.
So, as you were saying earlier, looks like we have a good snowball here.
It does appear. We could be getting
And the
a
Soaring
snowball.
Booger goes down once again.
Oh no. 3-0 in favor of red.
The exact same battle, just reversed.
Red OP, please nerf. Is the team switch each time? What was the red team is now the blue team.
So Excelsior is the one getting beaten up.
Correct.
Oh god. This is... It's almost...
Although, I absolutely do not count Excelsior out of this. Because that Shrike is so low perma.
If both the Pyramidians do a... Oh, that was a really good long distance watcher. If Soaring Booger is lucky and gets a good... Oh! Soaring Booger coming in and destroying the Crusader.
Mm-hmm. One Pyrrha versus a Crusader does not
and
always work.
Trinogum is now ramming the Shrike. Or at least attempted.
I don't know. The Shrike could easily take out the Trinogum on its own.
But now the Soaring Booger is coming in.
I think that was a wasted opportunity. The Huacha was down. They didn't, there's the Huacha. Okay. 4-1. But I don't think that Will Not Die will survive this against Soaring Booger.
And Kyrieleison is on the completely other side of the map. At least almost.
Yes, we're playing in blue spawn, so it makes it difficult for red team to come back once they lose one team member. But this Shrike is doing an amazing job. Uh-oh.
He's certainly living up to his name, but sadly... Oh!
Oh gosh!
That's...
How are you still alive?
That Shrike is doing God's work right now. I take back everything I said about him overjudging his name. He is certainly living up to it.
Okay, no, there's another Pyramidian coming in. It's about to be a sandwich, but oh my gosh!
And the Shrike still survives!
How are you still alive? I can't!
I'm lost for words. There's something wrong here.
What?
Who's following this?
It's Renson. Renson's following that. He's got 2 AI and high tide on that ship. AI engineers. What the heck?
What might be happening though, I will check that. Unless the ship dies first. Yeah. As what he's doing right now, that I think he's using AIs primarily on full repair, and then he's using Where Am I as the gunner.
Wait, Where Am I on that ship?
No, wait.
Oh, it's High Tide.
No, Ren?
High Tide's on that ship.
Renson's not...
Oh,
wait, Renson does not have AI crewmates.
Broken. Hang on, we'll check it in a minute.
He does appear to have a full crew.
Okay, good. Uh-oh. Trying to get hull broken down to 50%. Soaring Booger down to 60.
I'm still baffled that the Shrike hasn't...
stunned by that. That is fantastic.
Kyria taking a lot of fire there.
Will Not Die. That's a turn for Huacha. Into the Trinogum.
Oh. Ah, beautiful.
Oh, Kyrieleison going down. Will Not Die needs to pick up this kill right now. If they don't, they're going to die.
He just disabled the Soaring Booger. Escaping death once again.
My gosh.
Getting another Huacha into the Trinogum. If he can keep his whole armor up and distancing himself from the Soaring Booger and getting a good disable on him, he might just actually pull this off.
I don't know anymore. I don't...
He's actually holding up pretty good against that Pyramidian. If he can dodge things...
No, the environment!
Environment.
07 for that ship.
That's... Oh... That was actually quite tragic. I was rooting for you there, Shrike. The enemy team might be dangerous. Meta Pyramidians might be dangerous. But the real enemy of the skies is the environment.
Oh, always. Yes. Always. The, yeah. Environment is OP. Completely OP. Please nerf. But you know what the cool thing about streaming is?
What?
Environment can't hurt you.
Oh.
Go through the environment because there's no clip on for spectatorship.
Obviously.
Uh-huh.
I will remember this for the rest of my life.
Yep.
That this Shrike has...
This Shrike. Back again!
He has gone. He will be he will be going down in legend.
Okay, so you see what he did there? He zoomed past the Pyramidian to get the back of it, which is definitely worth it for him.
If he continues to hammer down the Soaring Booger, although it looks like he is aiming mostly for the Trinogam. Oh,
I don't know.
He's
switching targets a bit.
There, the Soaring Booger, I think.
Yeah, no, Soaring Booger is definitely target now.
He might have.
There it is.
Beautiful match.
Oh my gosh, that'll be a clip for later.
That was.
It's amazing.
I'm lost for words. That was.
Oh, they picked up T and K during the match. Excellent.
Okay.
Oh no, they did. Okay. Oh, it's blue team that's missing people.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah,
It was
okay,
Trinogam that had. The thing is, Trinogam got T and K joined in the lobby directly before the match.
Ah, okay.
So he has been on the ship, I think, the whole match. And that's why I was a bit confused when you said that the Shrike had 2 AIs, because when I checked,
I thought
they had a full crew.
Okay, no, it was High Tide. Oh.
High Tide? High Tide was the engineer on the Pyramidian last round.
Right.
That had 2 AI engineers. But now, since TNK joined the last in the last match, in the lobby directly before the last match, we are only missing the Eno Shark, I think, which has not been responding.
That is true. Which, I mean, it's entirely possible to play with an AI, as you've seen. But yeah, especially on Pyramidian, it's not so bad.
Thing is, since they have 2 gunners, well, two real person crew members. Since they have 2 people as crew members, they can still do a lot of things and just switch the AIs between repair and gunning, but mostly doing full repairs. So they still have the main engineer doing repairs all the time and on everything. The AI engineer is strangely effective to have just running in the background.
Oh, yeah. Not even strangely. Okay, it depends on what ship you're flying on. Because,
obviously,
at least as far as I know, and as far as I've played so far, if you're running AI engineer, especially on a Stormbreaker, the pathing on the PvE ships isn't quite as nailed down as it is on the original ships, except for Mobula. AI does not do well on the Mobula.
This might only be me, because I have always had like strange experiences with a lot of these ships. That I have actually had quite a good amount of plays with a full AI crew on the Stormbreaker, actually. And sometimes I actually do prefer to have mostly AIs. So I actually quite enjoy playing the full AI Stormbreaker.
Really?
Yeah. Obviously not competitively, though.
Right.
But I find it quite fun, mostly because since all of the guns on the Stormbreaker is directed at one position, and that is front and side. On the left side, obviously. You can always just place all of the AIs on the guns, and they will always go to the correct guns, if it makes sense. You can quickly just switch between full repairs and full gunning. If you have, if you maneuver yourself and outmaneuver the enemy ship, you can just switch them on full gunning, and then they will just fire every single gun into the enemy ship. And when you have, for example, a Gatling, a Hwacha, and a flak cannon, there's a lot of different possibilities. Well, you have a really good chance of disposing of your enemy really quick. So I find that there's a lot of interesting things you can do with the AI on the Stormbreaker.
If you're talking about gunning in particular, yes, I agree. If you need an extra engineer, if you need if you're taking a gun that requires a bunch of different types of ammo,
yeah,
you are better off not flying a Stormbreaker at that point. If you have to have multiple types of ammo, it's not as helpful. Because at that point you need a gunner. And the AI, so the AI don't jump. They don't jump off of things. Like, you can't jump from one deck to another with an AI. They have to use a ladder because of pathing.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why Stormbreaker isn't as effective. Judgment suffers a little bit from AI if you're solo using AI for engineers.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can do anything with a ship, really. It's more just what is possibly more effective, but if you learn how to do it and you figure out how to make the AI do what you want them to do, there's nothing stopping you from doing anything you want. Fly a Stormbreaker with AI. It doesn't matter.
That is true.
Oh, what you're comfortable with, what you're good with flying, what you've learned to do, basically.
Well, I can fly. When I started first out in the game, I flied a lot at the Permidian, obviously. I had a Permidian called Spear of Justice, and then I had a galleon called the Flying Dutchman, and I loved those two ships to bits. I obviously did a quad watcher, and then Gatling on front, and I think a Hades or mine launcher on the back. Sometimes even a flamethrower on the back of the galleon. And I loved that ship to bits. But then when the Alliance beta came out, I started playing the Crusader. And now recently I've been starting to pick up the Stormbreaker as well, and I basically play nothing else except Stormbreaker and Crusader.
That's fair. I've had some really good experiences on Crusader, especially if it's like double Hwacha on the front and your captain knows how to turn. Knows that if you turn the ship just slightly, so you put one watch into arc and then the other, you've always got a Hwacha up, basically. And it is super effective.
The good old wobble.
Yes.
I feel like I shouldn't give off too many of my tactics, although they're probably not my tactics and our tactics. I mean, they're probably not my tactics and are probably pretty familiar in the community, and I'm guessing most people know them. I just like to call them my tactics.
Essentially.
But so I have a pretty good connection with my main gunner on my Crusader, the Cloudbreaker. And I obviously run a mirrored
Gatling.
I do a mirrored mirrored Gatling. Do mirrored Gatling, flak, and do Hwacha on front.
That's some good stuff.
That's the good old Cloudbreaker. And I usually tell obviously depending on the first turn we'll be doing, I usually tell them to load heavy clip into the side that we will be turning to, and then burst rounds into the other one. Say if we're turning right into an open space, I usually tell them to load heavy clip into the right gun and then burst into the left. That way, if we spot our enemies almost immediately after the match, you will be able to fire at longer ranges and a more focused fire, and might be able to disable some of their guns. Say, for example, one of their Hwachas, and then immediately I just start the Phoenix Claw instantly, and then just turn heavy right to get the other one into arc. When we're close enough, we fire that, disable even more, and then by that time we would have been able to load burst rounds into the right one, and it would have been reloaded. So just continuous fire there.
Oh yeah, that is definitely effective. The more heavy guns you can get on a ship at once, especially watches, if you can just keep watching any ship, they don't survive terribly long because they can't have guns up, they don't have engines up, they can't really fight back.
That is true, and what the watch has become now is become mostly a longer range weapon. Well, I can continue after we have.
Yep, let's go ahead and do ship callouts real quick.
Yep.
Alright, ship number 1 is the Soaring Booger back again, piloted by Here's Fuel. Menamidian, Gat Mortar on the front, Banshee and Hwacha on the side. That's not Hwacha, it's a Hades. Erg. Ship number 2, the Trinagum, piloted by Laggy the Brown. Gat Mortar Metamidian with a Banshee and a Flare. Ship number 3 is the Kyrie Eleison, piloted by Lady Electra. Gat, Banshee, Hwacha, Mirrored Crusader. Ship number 4 is the Will Not Die, piloted by Renson. Hats off to you, buddy. That was a good match last time. Gat Hades. Still Gat Hades. No, it's a Gat Hwacha. Mirrored Shrike. I get the Hades and the Hwacha mixed up for some reason. They're not the same gun. I know they're not the same gun. I know what they look like. They're two different sizes.
They're quite different guns.
They're very different guns, and I just can't seem to get them correct in my head for some reason. It's been like that since I started streaming. Uh-oh. I sense tactics.
As of now, none of them have been spotting each other, but the Pyramidians are both just waiting, knowing that their enemies will be visible soon, and the Shrike has been spotted.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Crusader
all the
getting into the action.
Spotted. Yeah, they are.
Thing with dunes is that doesn't take a lot of time before everyone's spotted, since it's literally just one big open space. I do love the dunes, though.
It's hard to hide. I mean, the only I've seen some really good plays where if you spawn on blue side and you follow the dust cloud around to the ribs, you can technically sneak up on them on the red team, but you really can't, because if you're not out in the open when the dust cloud passes, you're in the ribs. There's really not any choice there. The other. Now, I am amused that no guns have changed for either ship. Any of the ships. Nothing has changed. Zoom Ghost Strike. Get the back of these ships. Soaring Booger already doesn't have any engines.
And the Shrike is really picked up from the first match. He went from 0 to hero pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
Like right now, he's basically almost in between the Pyramidians, and he's just outmaneuvering them every single time, disabling every chance they have of getting damage on him.
Yeah, I agree. Because once you can master, you see what he's doing, where he's turning one side then the other with the Hwachas. He's always got a loaded Hwacha ready for the team, because he just used the right side. You saw. He'll switch to left here in a second. Oh no, his left he used, so he has the right ready. I'm not keeping track. He is, though, better than I am. Left watch is loaded. There you go. And
a beautiful slick kill.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, a really good Shrike pilot in a mirrored Gat Hwacha is tough to beat.
I have fought my good share of Shrikes, and it's always that combination that gets me. Although I once fought against I say terrible, but not as in bad, but like horrible to play against. Shrike that did a dual Nemesis. Or I guess Nemesis.
Yeah, the dual Nemesis at one point was really, really good because the Nemesis was super OP at one point. It has since been fixed.
I still remember that one match where we actually had a gentleman's agreement to just ban it, because we had the enemy ship was using basically only Nemesis, and we got pretty wrecked. I think that was a
5-second kill.
Crazy King.
Yeah, it was a Crazy King week, and I remember that Nemesis just wandering in and just murdering everything in sight. I was like, well, okay, now what?
The funniest thing was that the enemy team was actually the ones who who said that maybe we should have a gentleman's agreement to ban it.
Yes. And actually, on that week, I do believe it was banned in SCS because they'd been using it in practice and they realized it was a little OP. They're like, okay, yeah, there's no other gun to use but Nemesis, so... Yeah, there's a lot of things that get tested out, tried, and then don't appear in competitive play, particularly in SCS. Here, like, they banned the Watcher Breaker in SCS until they moved the gun on the Stormbreaker, and now it's back again, I think. Maybe. I haven't checked the rules for that. But I do know they did ban it at one point. We decided not to in Crewcible because we didn't have... It was the high skill level players that were the ones that were using it so effectively.
Oh, the Crusader is getting pretty trashed right now. Yeah, this might... Yeah, okay, there it goes down. It's bad.
Shrike's alone again. Not a problem.
But Shrike has no perma damage.
And no environment to run into.
It seems that it died. Well, was it... Who has died? Like, the blue cheat... No, never mind. Sorry, I just got everything mixed up.
It's all good?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Watching the engines and Soaring Booger, they have no guns on the side, and they can't shoot back. Pyramidian
doing damage, but get instantly...
No guns for you?
Disabled.
Yep. 2 disabled Pyramidians. They do get guns back slowly. Nope, never mind. They're gone again.
Well, shite.
Yep. I mean, this is what happens. If you have a ship that has no guns, it is target practice.
Yeah.
Oh, it is still banned? Okay. Protector is saying that Shrike is currently banned in SCS. Oh, really?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, there's talk of... Okay, I know why. That one's actually in dev testing currently. To see if there are Shrike fixes needed.
Inside information.
Well, anyone can go to the dev testing. You talk to Richard or Inkjet to get yourself a dev key, and you can go help with testing. And you too can help and get help with the fixes of the ships and test out stuff. Uh-oh, trying to get me in trouble.
You can help make sure that the game is not broken. And really unbalanced.
Whoa, Pyrrha. Okay, whoa.
That was a brave... Oh!
Yeah.
That's a brave move.
Well, that is what Pyramidians do best, is they ram to get the hull down, and they shoot with the mortar to kill everything else. Textbook Pyrrha play. It was beautiful. Well executed.
And now we're back to the goal of target practice for the Shrike.
Yep,
and now...
Pyrrha's not moving anymore.
Target practice hour for the Shrike.
Oh dear. Although, I will say, Stormberg are doing a very good job of not being in range, because there is such a thing as being too high or too low for the other ship to be able to hit you with a Watcha. They don't have terribly good movement. Which is why such a mobile ship, Shrike, is very good with Watcha, because it doesn't really matter that you aren't in range, you can get in range pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Grindingham saving their ally. Good plan. You need your ally.
What I am interested in seeing is if the Shrike will be heading... Okay, he is heading directly into the battle alone.
Go for it!
With his Crusader friend. I'm not
get
too
there
far away, but
Crusaders are a little bit slow. Although they're burning Kara, they'll get there eventually.
They might be a bit slow, but they're effective.
Yes, they are.
They just have to get in range. They just have to get there first.
Trying to get them in trouble. They are hull broken down to one gun. Which gun is it? It's the Gatling gun, not broken. I can see it.
And the Gatling gun is probably gonna get... I think...
Yeah, no. Their crew
what
is
I'm
too busy
seeing
preparing.
is that... What I'm seeing is that the Shrike is doing some great Gatling work, and you're using the Gatling as the...
Okay, explain what just happened. So, the Stormbuggers saw the Curie Lasso coming back. They finally made it, and they just went over and rammed them to death. Shrike, don't take that from the other team. Revenge!
That looked like a snowplow.
Oh my gosh. So, Pyrrha versus Crusader, Pyrrha is much better. But the Shrike versus Apira. Shrike is better. I think. Although they're still susceptible to ramming. But like if you're sitting right there on Apira, they can't get you.
The Shrike is doing something. Yeah. This match has to go down in history. Like, no, not this match, but this Crucible in general. Because that Shrike... Man, that Shrike... It's messing with my brain.
Messing with your brain? Oh my gosh. It is unbelievable what you're gonna do. Aww.
No.
Bad pun. Oh boy, but that is it for this particular match. We are going to... we may have a break here in just a second. It depends on what Hector calls for. If we do, then we'll have a break for 5 minutes, but we will see what happens in just a second. But until then, that Shrike's amazing.
That Shrike is...
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm just lost for words. That is actually just amazing. Seeing that Shrike, just sorry, I'm just a bit baffled. I wasn't
5 minute break. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's oh my gosh, that Shrike. So yeah, we'll talk about that Shrike a little more when we get back. We also get a 5 minute break, Sander. So get. Like, this is the time to run to the restroom, it's time to get something to drink, it's time to go out for a smoke break if you need to. Being as I'm a medical personnel, I have to tell you smoking is bad for you. But if you need one, I'm sorry. But, okay. So, we'll be right back with the next set of 2 matches still to go for the Crucible for this week. Okay, and we are back from break. It's been a good break. Got many things done.
It's been a very good break.
I do believe that the Trigonum has decided they don't want to play Pyramid anymore against that Shrike. I don't blame them.
Oh.
That's a goldfish now.
We now have the fish.
Still against that
Let's
Shrike. I don't know. Part of me feels like Lady Electra may benefit from a different ship. The Crusader is just a bit too weak to Pyramidian rams. Also, I think the Stormbugger definitely has it out for the Curialis at this point. I'm sensing some animosity.
Is there a Stormbreaker?
Oh, it's a Crusader.
Yeah. You said Stormbreaker.
I did? Oh, the Stormbugger.
Oh, the Stormbugger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have just been me.
Yeah, that's alright.
Yeah. Yep. It appears that they have switched back to the Pyramidian, though.
Ah, I see. I don't know.
Although I do think that. Yeah, I definitely think that the blue team or Excelsior might benefit greatly from having a disabling ship.
Potentially.
If they are able to get a good disable on that Shrike has not much to stand up against with.
So that's why I think maybe the goldfish is a good idea. It's kind of hard to tell though. It's water hazard, so there's definitely options for long and short to mid range. It's not really going to matter what they take at this point. So I don't know.
I can definitely see some good plays by a goldfish or even a Crusader at this point.
Yeah.
Mostly because of the pillars, and that's because when the Crusaders, or at least the Crusader or front-heavy ships in general, if they have watches or other disabling guns, it's pretty good for them. If they know that someone is coming around a pillar, they can just position themselves in that direction and can get a pretty instant disable.
You know what I want to see though?
What do you want to see?
I want to see a minnowfish.
Oh.
Because.
Spicy.
Oh yeah. If you're gonna take a goldfish, in my opinion, minnowfish is the way to go, especially against a Crusader and a Shrike. Like you're saying, the front heavy ships. If you got a Crusader, it's also super effective against goldfish. Shrike is fairly effective. Minnows will push. They'll push watches out of arc, and they will break hull, especially of smaller ships such as a Shrike or a goldfish, or possibly a Crusader, depending on what you're aiming at. If you aim for one end of the ship or the other, you can you spin them. It's beautiful. I've watched it happen to my own ships multiple times, and it's always seemed to work.
It's a dangerous gun to hassle with, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, it is.
No, it seems that we are heading into the match.
Potentially. Here, just a few seconds. Pilots ready up. Oh, wait.
Okay.
I pushed the wrong button.
Now we are waiting
there we
for
go.
it's not you. And let's head into the match.
There we go. Right on time. So, this is match 4 of 5.
Yeah?
Yep, we will have one last match after this. But I think that especially the Shrike has got it kind of figured out. That these Pyramidians really like him.
And it seems that the Pyramidians aren't really keen on changing their tactics as of now. Well, that, of course, we'll need to see the loadouts first, of course. But
agreed. Yeah, because if they do something super, super effective, I mean, they definitely can. They've got the opportunity to be able to do something effective, and I definitely see this as being a match they can totally win. But we'll see. Ship number 1 is the Curialis on still a Gat Banshee Hwacha mirrored Crusader. That's the word. Ship number 2 will not die, piloted by Renson. It's a mirrored Gat Hwacha Shrike. Ship number 3, Stormbugger, powered by Tears of Fuel. Still a Metamidian, Gat Mortar on the front, Banshee, and a Hades on the rear. Ship number 4 is the Trinigum, piloted by Laggy the Brown. Still a Metamidian here too, Gat Mortar, and a side Banshee, and a Flare.
So the only real difference is that the Trinigum has switched out his Hades with a flare gun.
No, Stormbooger has had the Hades. Trinigum's always had a Flare. No guns have changed. This is the same 4 ships.
Are you sure? I think I remember that they had the exact same guns earlier.
Nope.
Well, just my memory. I guess my memory is just letting me down once again.
Looks like Stormbooger is taking on the Shrike head on. And
Shrike's still evading though.
Kyrie Eleison. Oh no, Stormbooger already hull broken. Bad times. Bad times. Shrike is turning. The Shrike turns. Kyrie Eleison, though, trying their best to defend their hull. It does fall off, but Trinigum is a bit far away. No, they got the mortar. Never mind. Mortar kill. And a Hades kill. Watch a help. Watch a kill, not a Hades. I mean, everyone watching could see, obviously, that it wasn't a Hades.
Well, I must say that I did actually do the same mistake as you this round, but instead of what's going on now?
Down their 2 front guns. You can see him smoking on fire there. Not die, switching to the side. They don't want to be rammed. Like, of anything, they do not want to be rammed. This Shrike.
Right now, the Trinigum is doing. He was doing something really good by backing up as he was, but now he's literally just hit a pillar and a mountain.
Yeah.
So he can't back up much more.
Nope.
If his front guns are disabled.
Oh? They escape.
They did.
Soaring Booger with the hull break there, I do believe. Coming in to save their ally. Well played.
Could this be the turning point?
We'll never know.
Can Excelsior overtake the lead?
Hard to tell. It's entirely possible. This could go either way. We saw the first match go heavily in the case of Excelsior, and they definitely could do it again. Dampstone, teams weren't full before break, so they are not full after break. It's the same teams. No one has changed. Soaring Booger hull broken. Trinigum sitting in tar.
Oh, the Crusader getting in range, firing some Banshees, and they're a good watch on this Soaring Booger. Missing most of the shots though, but still, good addition to the damage.
More Watcha. More Watcha.
It appears that the Crusader is trying to turn around and go for the Trinigum. Well, at least she tried there for a second. Now it seems that she's going back for the Soaring Booger.
I definitely would say pick a target at this point. Because... Oh, there you go. Soaring Booger is down. Trinigum should be next. They didn't have any engines at one point, but now they do. They're turning for the Shrike.
The Crusader is pretty... It's trying to back out of the tar.
They're going to need to. They're going to start losing components pretty quick if they don't get out of the tar.
Although it kind of looks like they weren't doing much movement-wise. But they got some good Banshees in though, and there it's down.
Will not die with kill there.
Once again, going into the favor of the spooky Sky Stalkers.
It certainly is so far. They've been doing very, very well.
Almost too well.
The irony here is that Laggy the Brown actually just got into first place along with Tears of Fuel. The fact they're still picking up points slowly is helping them, but if they're not careful, the people that are a little bit lower on the leaderboard with them will catch up.
Are they on top of the leaderboard right now?
Are currently.
Ooh.
But Lady Electra, no, I'm sorry. Lady Electra took first place. The last match by 1. So
then
there is definitely incentive.
That basically just means that they have to win this match and probably the next one to keep their first place.
There's definitely incentive for them to do that, because at the end of this, at the end of next week, because next week is week 8, there will be prizes given out. There's titles for the first 8 people on the top of the leaderboard, and there are there's some items. There might be some dies involved. There's definitely titles for everyone involved. So if you've played in the Crucible and gotten a point, which is everybody so far, I know because I am last in the leaderboard and I only have 1 point. So everyone that has played has gotten at least 1 point because everyone is on a higher has a better score than me so far. Yeah. So it definitely benefits, particularly these 2 teams, to be back next week. And there are some people that are in the middle of the leaderboard. If they play next week and they do well, they could definitely get a little higher and may even make top 8. It's hard to tell. Figuring I'm in trouble here, being pincered by the 2 red ships. So many watches. They have no guns, no engines. They are repairing like mad. Oops, Storm Booger. Oh no, you missed! You missed the ram, I saw it! Oh no, that would have been so good though. If Storm Booger had made that ram, that would have been excellent for their team, because they could have taken out the Kyrie eleison in one fell swoop.
It's looking really bad for Excelsior now.
Kyrie eleison. Whoa. That's a good raise. The back of the Storm Booger. They're still tarring though. Good plan.
Yeah, this is the end. Oh, the Storm Booger. Oh, yeah.
Okay. They did hold out for a little bit though. They did manage to get their hull back up there at the end.
So, well, we can pretty much already see in advance that the Skystalkers have won.
They've won this match.
Well, they haven't they won this week's tournament as well, since they have won 3 out of 4 matches.
Yes, however, because it is based on a point system overall, we play a full 5 matches every week, but because it's a point system, there is still a chance for both teams to get more points in the next match.
That is true.
Yes, but for this week, yes. Yeah, the spooky Skystalkers have definitely won.
Yeah, good old Basic Me asks, how does the point system work?
Okay, point system works as follows. If you get a kill in a match, you get a point. If you get 5 kills in a match and you win the match, you get 5 points for all your 5 kills, plus another 5 points for winning the match. And then these points are added up as we go. I have a spreadsheet that I use to... I've been doing...
Wait, does that mean that the point system goes from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10?
Yep.
Oh.
That is correct.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, but then it doesn't matter. Then it's ship based, right? It's not team based. So
it is it's team based. Yeah, if your team, because we couldn't. There's no way for us as the as spectators or as referees to verify how many kills ship gets unless we are watching the kill feed and taking down notes as we go, which was deemed to be too much work.
Okay.
Yep. Because I'm a terrible note taker. We'll put it that way.
I'm not too good of a note taker myself, so you're forgiven.
Okay, that is good.
So we got some votes for Ashen.
So I've been putting the points wrong into the leaderboard.
Wait, when?
It's Lady Electra's not ahead by 1. She's ahead by 15.
Oh,
The math is right.
that's
a bit different.
That's literally 15 times more.
Because it's 152 minus 137, so that is... I think. Yes.
Math.
I can math!
Not even once.
I'm in biology. I'm not in math. Fighting leaderboard. Give me the thing.
Well, my math system is just kind of ruined.
What?
Because I'm a musician.
You count to 8, and then count to 8 again. Count to 8 again. Well, always 8. That can be 4, it can be 6, it can be 12.
Well, then again, I have been playing stuff that goes like 19 thirds.
Ooh, 19 thirds?
No, not 19 thirds, 19 eighths.
Oh, okay.
Like you have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 1, 2, 3, like...
Yeah.
Those measures.
Yeah. I've seen a piano piece written in 3/5 at one point.
If you've ever played the intro and the piano solo of the Genesis piece,
or
Genesis song, First of Fifth, that piece changes a lot. So say, for example, if I just find the sheets here pretty quick, I have them here. They switch from... They start out in 2/4.
Right.
And then they go to 4/4, and then 2/4, and then 13/16. And then into 2/4 again, and then 13/16 again, and then 15/16. And I can't find more.
It's like 7.5 eighths.
Yeah, basically.
Why would you do that?
I found actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so like 4/4 feels nice. 3/3 or like 3/3 or like in thirds it feels like a waltz. In fourths feels like a nice rhythm. Anything other than that just gets weird. It feels incomplete somehow.
There is actually someone who has been counting them differently though.
Really?
I see here. I think this is actually the sheet that I have been using for a while. And that is 4/4, 12/8, and then 4/4 again, and 2/4, 9/8, 2/4, and then 4/4. 9/8, 2/4, 9/8, another 2/4, and 9/8 again, 2/4, 9/8, and you get the idea.
Yeah.
Until it goes to 3/4, and then another 9/8. The point is, it's broken. It's really, really broken.
It seems broken.
But that's prog rock for you.
Fair. Yeah, the guy that I end up playing most often than not when I'm playing piano is Brian Crane. He does a lot of weird stuff with time signatures. Weird time signatures and weird key signatures. He's very, very odd when he does this.
Have you been playing anything by Herbie Hancock?
I probably should pick up some.
If you want a fun piece, it's a decent level, a pretty high level of piano skills. It's called The Watermelon Man.
I'm reasonable at piano skills, probably intermediate, I would say.
If you find Herbie Hancock's version of Watermelon Man, there's a section where he plays a lot of what's it called in English? Septlets.
Oh,
you know what triplet? But with seven
but
instead.
It's sevens instead. Ew.
Yeah. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that.
Yeah, no. No, please no.
I am writing a piece which I'm literally just calling 7. It goes 7/4 and only septlets.
That is just.
And
that's evil.
But it's funny though. It's so much fun because it's actually not that hard when you just get the rhythm of it. You just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well, yeah.
And the rhythm, you can hear that it works out. It just, yeah. But I have once played a piece called Angels in 7, which is Hark the Herald Angels Sing, but in 7/4.
Okay.
So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then and we're in the match.
Yeah. Well, guys, we'll get back to that in a second. We'll talk about that in a minute. Ship number 1 is Tears of Fuel pilot, or not Tears of Fuel. That's the pilot. He's the pilot, Soren Booger, still again. Metamidian, Gatmore on the front, Banshee, and Hades on the side. Ship number 2, Trinigum, piloted by Laguda Brown, Metamidian, Gatmore on the front, Banshee, and a flare on the side. Ship number 3, Kyrie Liaison, piloted by Lady Electra. I think they found a winning combination with his Gat Banshee and Hwacha Crusader. Ship number 4 is the Will Not Die piloted Ensign. Amazing Shrike pilot, Gat Hwacha Mirrored Shrike.
Good old Will Not Die.
Good old Will Not Die. He didn't die that one time for a long time. Longer than he had a pixel of perma for like a minute, which is a lifetime.
And then he did actually get some damage. So he went from 1 pixel of perma to half a pixel of perma. Depending on your display specs.
Don't know how.
And resolutions.
Yes. Will Not Die heading straight into the tunnel.
Well, he'll probably not die, so...
I mean... He's definitely told that he's not going to die. He's named his ship, he's not going to die. We'll see if he actually dies or not.
Oh, it appears that's... Oh...
Soren Booger's having none of that.
That Tarkle could have been really devastating. Oh, the Shrike...
Revenge. Pure revenge!
Might actually die!
Kyrie Liaison a little bit far away. Will Not Die. Was Holbroken there again for a little bit.
Oh!
They're broken again.
The Shrike is getting hammered.
Oh, and going for that ram.
Directly into the now gone Tarkle. Oh!
Will Not Die has died! Oh no! Oh, and so I'm hitting the wall.
Can we get a
armor? He died.
type F in chat for respect?
Yep, F. Yep, F to pay respects. F. Oh no. Well, Kyrie Liaison is all alone. They're backing back up in the tunnel. Like, I don't like the way this is going. And I wouldn't either if I were them. Yeah, whoops is right, Renson. You may want to wait for your teammate. Because these Pyramidians are picking up speed. Kyrie Liaison is currently hull broken. And they're dead.
Oh.
The snowball begins. Will Not Die back. It's gonna depend. I think they figured out a strategy how to get rid of that Shrike.
Yep.
Maybe. Maybe they have. It's hard to tell.
Oh.
Now, this is very clever what they've done. They've backed into their own spawn, allowing Kyrie Liaison to be right in the action when they do spawn.
If the Kyrie Liaison gets a good hot in on the Tranagum, he is pretty much... The Soaring Booger needs to do some real good action now if he is to save his teammates.
Yep,
which is highly unlikely as it's getting... Oh! Once again, the Soaring Booger acting as a snowplow.
I hate that Crusader for some reason. Cramming with impunity. Trinigum, though, hull broken. That's one Hwacha down for the Will Not Die. They'll get their hull back up. Trinigum will. But there's a Gatling gun right there to take it down again.
Will this be the redemption
of
Team Excelsior?
It's entirely possible.
Oh, Kyrie Liaison, they are still, remember, they are still in the blue spawn. So, they are technically spawn camping and blue should have the upper hand here, but as a... Okay, I think Tranagum is now down. They have 2 ships on the Soaring Booger. But the Crusader is not looking great.
Nope.
It's not.
Soaring Booger, the anti-Crusader. Yeah, if I were you, Crusader, I would have nothing to do with that ship. Let your side take care of it.
Seeing that Lady Electra's other alias is Siamese Snow. Soaring Booger is acting as quite a snowplow right now.
Just a bit, just a bit. Some Banshees from the Kyrie Liaison to help a little bit. Soaring Booger did get their hull back up their armor back up in time to save about 30% of their hull.
They are in the middle of both arcs, getting 3 watches in at really short periods of time.
Yep, and Trinigam was so far away. They're just now getting into the tunnel. If I were them, I'd back up.
Shrike just rushing into combat again.
That's what they do best.
And now Kyrieleis and Born are burning the kerosene to get there as well.
Yep, well, I'm burning moonshine to get there a little bit faster, just because they can. Storm Booger has respawned, though. This match should go to either team. I'm not counting anybody out at this point.
The Shrike did something unusual. Renson, what are you doing? You're not going headfirst into battle. Why are you stalling like this? This is not like you.
He is smart.
He is the smarts.
He's gonna wait for his ally a little bit, looks like.
Kyrieleis on having just below half her permahull.
Yep, and that will be the first target for the Pyramidians. They're ignoring the Shrike.
Oh, there comes the ram.
No.
First ram in. Kyrieleis on is gonna hit the roof. There she hits the roof.
Okay, not bad, not bad. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, certainly. But now the Soaring Booger, if not disabled completely, it's pretty much disabled completely.
Well, they have guns still. They don't have any engines though. They got their engines back up.
If Kyrieleis on is smart about this, she will burn and go directly underneath to get out of his arcs.
Yeah, but she wants Watcher arcs, and I agree. Yep. Trinigam now is in a lot of trouble here. That would be his ally's tar, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He's sitting in.
So the ally might just ruin it for Trinigam. Okay, he's completely hammered.
Oops.
I don't see. No. So, well, that was a clutch indeed.
3 to 4. I mean, it could go either way. And I think I realized what Red was plotting there. If they can take the Kyrieleis on out quickly, then they'll have free reign on the Shrike. And they've proven that together they can take out the Shrike, especially with Tar. The big thing about the Shrike, if you stop it moving, then it's not as big a deal.
They have both. Okay, they are both spotted and are trying to get their heads into the action. The Crusader being a bit more withdrawn, not going directly in.
Potentially a smart move, but it all depends on if these red ships can focus fire and kill one of the blue ships first. Then it makes the other one a lot easier to kill.
The problem with that is, if they want to go for the Crusader, which they definitely should, they have to get rid of her.
Oh, no. They're just going to go for the Crusader first. Look at this. Pyramidians in unison. Oh, gosh.
No!
Oh, whoa. 4 to 4. Get the defibs. Tie game. All right, Miracle Strike. Miracle Strike.
Will this be the redemption of Excelsior?
It could be.
Will they avenge?
They've got the Shrike in Tar currently.
But Shrike still has all of their components and getting good disables on the Soaring Booger. If Trinigam though, if Trinigam is able to get okay, never mind, completely disabled. But now the Shrike is directly in between them.
Doesn't matter if they're both disabled.
As
soon as Stormbooger's hull is down, they are toast.
Yep. Well, that was
good though. That was so close.
A good even match with the. That was one big clutch at the end there. It looked like Excelsior was about to take the victory on this match, but it's because Skystalkers they're not having any of that. They
know what they want.
Yeah.
Well, that is gonna do it for this week, actually. Back next week with more Crucible action. Our last week of season 4. So we'll have prizes given out after next week. and we will have... Actually, we're going to be on break, actually. Next week is our last week of this year, actually. We're not going to be having any more Crucibles for the next 3 weeks after... Is it 4 weeks? 4 weeks. It'll be at least 4 weeks before our next Crucible. We'll start Season 5 in the new year. Mostly because I'm out of town. There's other stuff going on. Busy. Us organizers have some stuff to do. We got Christmas with families and stuff to take care of. But yeah, so there will be other announcements for other events that will be coming up. Stay tuned. There are maybe some special events happening in December. That's also the reason why Crucible is not happening during those weeks. So if you are looking for a good time, good matches, fun stuff happening, by all means, sign up for the Crucible. That is our Discord link there in the chat. And if you want to hang out with us next week for our last week of Crucible, be sure to sign up. We'd love to have you. But, anyway, anything else you want to say, Sander?
I just want to say thanks for having me co-comment on these matches. I've been loving every single second of it. So, thanks for having me.
No worries. Well, that was Sander Volda, who was with me for this week. And my name is Peach Quiche, and we'll be back next week for week 8 of the Crucible. See ya!
Bye.